How you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School, and I just finished teaching a class. We just did a lecture on the 8 rules, or it wasn't 8 rules, actually it was 9 rules of Black economic self-defense, and it was fun. A couple hundred people showed up, and it was a party. It was fun. We had some good things that we talked about, and it was pretty awesome. And so, anyway, as you know, earlier today I was talking about Tavis Smiley, and Tavis is a guy that I've always respected, who I've always thought was very bright. I also think at the same time, like I said, I mean, I've always sort of mentioned I felt like he and Roland were a little sensitive, in the sense that it's hard to sort of critique, even if you're being polite about it. I think they take it personal, and I don't mean it to be personal. I just, but I mean, I take it. The only thing I take personal is just the people. I care about the community, and I want to see Black people strong. And anyway, so somebody sent me a note where Tavis wrote something on his page, and he tagged me, and he's correcting me. He's saying, my question was whether or not Tavis will be ready and willing to truly criticize Hillary Clinton. Now, here's what he wrote. Now again, my concern is that I felt that back when Obama was running for office, I felt that Hillary went out and said, okay, who are the Black people that are in my corner? Because we need to shut this dude down. And I don't think it worked. I think that they got caught, on the wrong side of the ball. And next thing you got President Obama. But anyway, but Tavis, had a rebuttal to what I said, which, I feel like it's worth sharing. And I'm going to read it to you. And then I'll read what my rebuttal to the rebuttal was, which really wasn't a rebuttal. It's not a fight. It's not a disagreement. It's not a hate or anger fest. It's just two brothers talking. Because I consider Tavis not to be on the same side. Tavis, Cornell, Jesse Jackson, Julianne Malveaux, they were kind of shut out of the Obama administration. In case you didn't notice the dynamic, they didn't really get access to the president, but you saw Sharpton go to the White House probably 30 times. And that's deliberate. What they do is they kind of pick their chosen Negroes, the ones that they know will carry water for them, and they let them in the door. And I don't want Tavis to be in that category unless he's absolutely 100% sure that the Clinton administration is doing what's right for Black people. Because too often you'll have these people in the White House that'll say, oh, well, you're an influencer in the Black community. We want to talk to you on the phone. And all they're doing is basically saying, we're doing this, and we need you to go tell Black people that it's good. And that's just wrong. That's just it's disrespectful. You should be mad. And the problem for Black people is that we don't get mad enough. We don't get mad enough. And I think that it's to our detriment. I'll tell you what. It's give me 1 second here. I'm typing something in. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys this, but you can get a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, by going to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. Okay, so, the reason it's disrespectful and it's a huge problem is because, people don't sort of see Black people as sort of having their own political equity. They don't see us as being sovereign, intellectually or economically or otherwise. That's why I'm so big on Black people getting our money right and understanding money. They basically kind of see you as punks. They see you as ignorant. They see you as people that they can take advantage of, people they can exploit with very little consequence. I believe that their perception of Black people is, we can screw them over. They'll get really mad, but they won't do nothing. They'll just yell and scream, and then we'll come back and we'll apologize, and everything will be okay. And I'm not that person. In my mind, everything will not be okay. I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not going to act like you didn't do it. I'm not going to act like the last 400 years didn't happen. That's not acceptable. And I think that more of us as Black people need to take that position. So I'm going to read you some of what Tavis wrote in response to my critique, because I really do question whether or not he really is in a position to criticize Hillary Clinton. Somebody says Antonio More took shots at me. It's funny. Well, just let me remind you of this. Antonio took shots at me on my YouTube channel. So I let him have my platform to take shots at me. So never ever say that I'm not open and okay with different points of view. I have people, how many people out here do y'all know? Like, if you look at people that have public platforms, how many people do y'all know who will let somebody come on their platform and attack them, right? And so I love Antonio. I just think he's wrong about this wealth thing. Or better yet, I don't think he's wrong. I think he's right about where we are. But the thing about wealth is that you can't look at wealth as a snapshot. That's like trying to that's like going to an AAU camp and trying to find the next LeBron James and saying, "Oh, these kids ain't nothing but 12 years old. They ain't none of them over 6'5". None of these kids could be LeBron." Well, I'm sorry, man, but look, I mean, they're 12. Like, so basically, things are growing, things are evolving. It's not about where you are, and this is me thinking as a mathematician. Where you are doesn't matter nearly as much as where you're going when it comes to determining where you'll end up, right? And that's just how you think about, financial analysis. So for black people, yeah, we do have a dire situation when it comes to wealth. Okay, yeah, we're way behind when it comes to wealth. But do y'all really want to live in a world where you're waiting for white people to sign a check to fix black oppression? I mean, do y'all really want to wait that long? Do y'all really want to wait for white people to save you? Well, you just sit on the bus stop and y'all just wait for the big white bus to come through. And I'm going to go and I'm going to build me a bike and I'm going to start pedaling that son of a bitch. And you'll be sitting on the bus stop waiting for white folks to come through and pick you up. Long story short, so anyway, let me go back. I'm going to read what Tavis Smiley wrote because I think it's important to hear that point of view. And and Tavis is always welcome to share his perspective because I consider Tavis an ally. I don't want you to ever think that he's an enemy. But he says, Dr. Boyce Watkins, the People's Scholar, will I criticize Hillary Clinton? I began to hold her accountable long ago. In fact, long before this race ever began. Let's see, he said, long before this race ever started, when she was considering a second run for the White House, I said publicly on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos and a myriad of other places that she needed a challenge from the left flank because she isn't progressive enough on domestic policy and too hawkish on foreign policy. Bernie Sanders got in the race and he did just that, confront Secretary Clinton on these issues and helping to make her a better candidate, just like President Obama has given her credit for helping to make him a better candidate in the 2008 contest. Once she officially declared her candidacy, she appeared as a guest on my PBS program, and I questioned her face-to-face on these and other issues. So respectfully, Dr. Boyce, he says, respectfully, Dr. Boyce just needs to catch up to me. He just needs to catch up. Okay, he says, Google me. All right. Okay. Touche. Much respect. Okay, yeah, you know what? You did ask the question, and I'm carrying my laptop in here because literally I got food cooking, and it's going to burn if I sit here talking to y'all while my food's on the stove, so I got to go turn the burner off. So y'all probably think it's ghetto as hell, but it's better than hearing Dr. Boyce Watkins died in a house fire that he could have prevented because he didn't turn off his food. Anyway, with that said, here's what I've been seeing with Tavis's response. Just being completely real. That's kind of a response that you might hear from like Tavis or Roland Martin. If you ask them, if you say, well, would you ever really criticize Hillary Clinton? Both of them would say, of course I would criticize Secretary Clinton. I said she wasn't doing enough on domestic policy. I said she needed to do more on XYZ. The issue is what really defines a true criticism, right? Now, is a criticism something where I say you're not doing as much as I want you to do, I encourage you to do more? Or is a criticism something like this? Hillary, you say you're an advocate for women's rights, but whenever one of the women comes up that tells you that Bill Clinton might have raped her or might have assaulted her in some way or maybe got her pregnant and left a little black baby in Australia named Danny Williams who's running around trying to say that Clinton is her daddy, you oppress these women, you shut them down. Or maybe another criticism is, well, Hillary, you said you were going to go to Haiti and you were going to build all these houses in Haiti with your Clinton Foundation. And it turns out that people are saying in the documentaries like Clinton Cash that y'all just took money on behalf of Haiti and didn't do shit for Haiti. Like that, is that something that you would say to Hillary Clinton to her face directly? Or would you just say something like, well, Hillary, I'd like to see you do more on, what was it? Let me read it again. Tavis is real smart. But he's very political, very politically intelligent. Let's see. He said that she needed a challenge from her left flank. Okay. Because she isn't progressive enough on domestic policy. That, in a way, almost an advisor could do that, right? Think about this. A religious advisor might say something like, we need to bring Jesus back in the schools, right? Or President Obama, you should invoke the word of God into your speeches a little more. And Obama's not going to kick him off the cabinet for that, right? Or out of the advisory board for that. He's going to say, okay, you're the religious guy. Of course you're going to say that. So Tavis is the black guy. He's the black progressive in the camp. So the black progressive is going to push for black progressive issues. He's always going to say you should do more. Just like, for example, if I have a health advisor, my health advisor is always going to say, Boyce, you need to eat healthier. Is that criticism, or is that just sort of constructive, constructive nudging, if you will, right? Now, again, I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that he's a bad person. I'm gonna give you my real take on Tavis. My real take on Tavis is that Tavis is down with Hillary. That Hillary's presidency will be a come up for Tavis. You will see him interviewing Hillary. You will see him on Air Force One. You will see him writing a book, an exclusive book with exclusive interviews with Hillary Clinton. He's down with Hillary. Stop acting like you ain't, brother. You know you down with Hillary, and that's okay. It's okay to be cool with Hillary. I'm not judging you by who your friends are. But just all I said to Tavis, and I wrote something on his page just to be polite, because I like Tavis. I really do. I'm not kidding. I really like Tavis. Is I just said, I just hope that when you get in there, that the will of the people reigns supreme when you're whispering in her ear, that you don't allow, that you make sure that they're carrying your agenda that you're bringing from the people, and that you're not carrying their agenda back to the people. Because in the Obama administration, the big problem that you saw, somebody's asking, am I a Trump supporter? Hell fucking no, I'm not a Trump supporter. Stop asking me that stupid question. Just because I don't like Hillary don't mean I like Trump. So let's kill all that stupid stuff. And I'm not cussing you out. I'm just telling you the honest to God truth. Like, it just drives me crazy when people are like, oh, well, you don't support Hillary, so you must want Trump to be in office. No, I'm voting for the black community. How about that? I'm voting for black people. That's who I want to be president of the black community, is the black. I want black people to be the president of our own destiny. Y'all can be president of the United States, but I want in our sovereign space for us to be president of our community. That's all I want. You can have all of that. I'm trying to talk about what's happening right here in our hood on our front doorstep. And what's the problem is that you got a whole lot of people that are reeling in us as little mules that carry water for the Democrats or whatever. They'll take a stupid Democratic policy, some liberal policy that most black people wouldn't even agree with, and they'll put a black face on it, and they'll be like, okay, you're the nigga that's supposed to go to the hood and convince black people this is a good thing. No. I mean, you're not there to be a sales rep, man. You're supposed to represent your people. So I think Tavis can do that, though. I think Tavis is very principled, actually. He was hanging with Cornel West, and y'all know how I feel about Cornel. I love Cornel West. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Cornel. I've mentioned mistakes I feel like he made. I don't think he should have called the president names. And I've told Cornel that, and Cornel said, we agreed to disagree. It wasn't no problem. But I think with Tavis, I think Tavis can do this. I just kind of want to see him, do his job, and I think he's going to do his job. I think you need some people on the inside that are going to be diplomatic, more diplomatic than me. Y'all don't want me, if I'm around Hillary Clinton, I would get kicked off the plane real fast. They probably got me on an FBI list as some threat to national security because of some of the stuff I say, and I'm okay with that. But I will say that, you need black people in there that are going to be right next to her, that are going to push the agenda forward, because the same way I see black people who are overly pessimistic about black wealth and the possibilities, the fact that we can climb ourselves out of this hole, I'm probably overly pessimistic about white politics. I probably just, am not a person who's ever really going to believe that white America is only going to go so far. But I'm probably wrong. I mean, let's just be real. I'm jaded. I was, traumatized by white folks. I don't like, my life got better when I got away from white people. Not because I dislike every white person I meet, but, y'all just treated me so bad. It's just like, man, like, I don't even know if I can get over that. I don't even know if I want to work around, around people that will just might turn white on me. Just start acting white. You know what I'm talking about? You meet white people, you think they're real cool. You're like, okay, it's real nice, and we're friends now. And then they just do something really white, and they use their power from structural racism. They use the power invoked to them by structural racism to imperialize or dominate you. They dominate you based on morals, or dominate you based on value systems, or dominate you based on some political ideology, dominate you based on some sort of way they think the organization needs to run. And then when you speak up and you're like, hey, the black boy got something to say, I don't agree, they pretty much tell you to shut your black ass up. because you don't own this. This ain't your house. You ain't supposed to be here. You're only here by by our good graces. And that's what they do to black people. That's why you get so frustrated on your job. And that's why I tell black people that my belief is that we need to start digging trenches to get our children infrastructure so they don't have to go do that. Because all of y'all on here, most of y'all on here, most of the people on here that listen to me are black people who are mad about something that has been done to them by racism. Those are the people that I get. The people who assimilate successfully, who are happy, who either are too scared to really be too outspoken, who either don't understand what's happening to them, or maybe they're happy because white people have treated them well. Those people don't tend to follow me. The people that follow me are the ones who will come up to me on the street and say, Dr. Boyce, let me tell you what these white people did on my job. And I've heard a million stories like that. So like Strive says, you can't really be the king if you're in somebody else's castle. That's their castle. That's not your castle. It's not fair. You should have a castle. Somebody should have been able to leave you a castle. Your ancestors tried to build you a castle, but guess what? Somebody came along and stole it from you. They stole it from you. Now I see somebody say, I'm interested in the Black Wealth Bootcamp. If you want to join the Black Wealth Bootcamp, you can go to theblackwealthbootcamp.com. It starts November 5th, so go ahead and sign up now. Go to theblackwealthbootcamp.com, and you can use a special code to get 30% off. Type in the word Dr. Boyce Special. That's one word, Dr. Boyce Special at theblackwealthbootcamp.com, and you can get in for 30% off. Let's see. This sister says my husband signed up for it. Great. Your husband's going to love it. It'll be better. If he went to college, it'll be better than any class he ever took in college. Beefy Child saying, who should I vote for? I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I think that's your decision. You should make whatever decision you'd like to make. Also, if you want to get some of my books, they put together a special on Your Black World, where you get a bunch of my books and our new film, The Secrets of Black Financial Intelligence. You can get a copy of the film. You get a copy of my book, The New Black Power, as well as Black American Money, Financial Lovemaking, How to Build Your Own Black Empire and Not Just Bow to a White One. And also we have an audiobook on how to set goals and how to accomplish them. So you can check it out at lovemoneyandpower.com. If you go to lovemoneyandpower.com, you can actually get 48% off, but that's for 48 hours only. So you should probably go today because it's going to be gone, I guess, in a day and a half or something like that. That's lovemoneyandpower.com. All right. So let's see. Rehab Diva says, I'm loving the scope. Well, I love you too. Let's see. Rue says, how are we going to win if we have to beg those people who we protest for jobs? We ain't gonna win if it's like I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, let's say you're in a basketball game, and the other team is clearly cheating, and they're not just cheating, but they also have they have better players who have more training. They're taller than you. The referees keep giving them the ball. You're playing on their home court. You don't know the rules. You ain't in shape, and you don't even know you're in a basketball game. That's where we are right now. So if you're trying to win the game, you absolutely have to, and it's not saying, and you suck. Well, you suck. I mean, if those are the conditions, you suck. Not only are you behind, but you're falling further and further behind because they're moving the ball down the court. They're dunking on you. They're just having fun with you. What do you do in that situation? I'm not going to try to win the game while I'm in the game. You know what I'm going to do? I'll be like, man, fuck this. I'm out. I'm going home. I'm going to just leave. I'm not coming to your court no more. I'm going to be at home studying the game. I'll be back. I'm going to go get my cousin them. I'm going to go read a book on how to play. So let's say I go home. Now, what am I going to do when I get home? First, I'm going to do a Rocky Balboa montage where you go, it's like, dun, 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 dun. I'm going to be doing sit-ups and pull-ups and working out, getting in shape. I'm going to be reading books on how to play basketball. I'm going to read every book I can get my hands on. I'm going to get my cousin them, my big tall cousins and them, and I'm going to teach them how to play. And we're going to go over strategies. We are going to do scrimmages. We're going to do everything to be ready to play. And then we're going to say, okay, we'll play you again now. Now we're ready. Now we're in shape. We know the rules of the game. We got a new basketball. I got my cousin them. And guess what? I'm not playing on your court. You're going to have to come to my house with my fans and my referees. And we're not going to cheat on you. We're going to play you fair and square, but we're going to be on our court so that the momentum is in our favor. That's what you do if you're in a game where you're getting your ass kicked. You stop the game and you walk away. You take your ball and you go home. Black people, when it comes to this economic game, y'all need to take your ball and go home because y'all need to learn how to play and get in shape and go get your cousins and tell them to come to your court. So if we have our own economic system and white folks still want to do business, they still want to make amends, they still want to do reparations, okay, fine. Just meet us on our court. Come to our economic system and we'll do business as partners or peers, as equals, not me coming into your territory and believing you when you tell me how the game is supposed to be played. That's what happens. They make all the damn rules, and then y'all wondering why they're breaking the rules. And every time you violate a rule, you get caught. And even when you do finally find a way to score some points, they change the rules again. That's what they're doing to you. So, long story short, it's not a winning strategy. Now, somebody keeps saying it's Trump for president. Women suck. Well, you're not representing your candidate very well. I mean, they're already saying that he's a. They're already saying that Trump is a womanizer, which I believe he is. I believe Trump. I believe Trump and Bill Clinton, both of them, just two messed up, arrogant white dudes. But you know what? I mean, you shouldn't be saying like Trump for president, women suck. That's kind of. Somebody said Trump will be great for Hispanics. Yeah. All right. I'm getting out of here. Whatever. All right. Go to So like I said, if you want to join the Black Wealth Bootcamp, go to theBlackWealthBootcamp.com. Use the discount code Dr Boyce Special. That's Dr Boyce Special at theBlackWealthBootcamp.com. If you want to get that special on all my books in a package, you can go to lovemoneyandpower.com. That's lovemoneyandpower.com. Also, if you live in St. Louis, I'll be there with David Banner this weekend. I think the URL to buy tickets is Money Music Social. I think it's moneymusicsocial.com. So if that doesn't work, type in the words Money Music and Social and type in Boyce Watkins, David Banner, St. Louis, and you should be able to get tickets. All right. So Mr. Morehouse says, I'll see you in St. Louis on Sunday. I will see you there. It's about to be on the pod. They're going to have me signing books in a nightclub, y'all. I am not a clubber. I didn't even club when I was 22. So y'all know I ain't clubbing at 45. But you never know. Maybe one day I'll get lucky. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here, and you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you soon. And once again, if Tavis Smiley sees this, I want you to know I'm not your enemy. I don't want to I don't want to see you fail. I'm happy that you're next to the throne. One of us got to be in there because you ain't going to see me in that motherfucker. You're not going to see me sitting next to Hillary Clinton, none of these people, because I don't like them and I don't want to be around them. And I don't think that I can maintain integrity and be around people like that. But maybe 40 years from now, maybe there'll be a presidential candidate that I can actually sit around. Because I think right now America's so sick with racism that you just have no options right now that are really fair and right. Somebody's asking about Tariq Nasheed. Now, I don't know what that means. I like Tariq. Tariq and I are friends. I saw Madam President. Yeah, we're friends as well. I like Madam President a lot. And somebody says being next to power is not the same as having power. That's true. Somebody saying, can't I get a replay on the lecture I missed tonight? Yes, you can actually get a replay of the lecture by signing up at blackmoney101.com. That's blackmoney101.com. There is a low cost for the program, but but the first month is totally free, so you don't have to pay anything for the first month. Somebody saying, how do I use my master's degree? I couldn't catch your question, brother. I'm so sorry. Maybe cut and paste it again. The questions are coming through so fast, it's kind of tough. In the comments. But let's see. I'm looking. Okay, somebody says 100 stock investments for 30 years. Don't know what that means, but it sounds interesting. All right. So anyway, I'm getting out of here, guys. So try out one of those URLs if you want to take a class from me. As you can see, I'm probably the greatest teacher that you'll ever have, and also the blackest teacher that you'll ever have. So without black people, I'm kind of stuck because white folks already booted me out a long time ago. All right. So anyway, take care, and I will talk to you guys soon, and have a great day. Peace.